podcast listeners. I'm Kat Johnson, and this is the Expedia Cruises Insider, where we give you inside information about your favorite cruise lines and destinations. And I'm so excited today to welcome Jill Hanlon. She's here from Oceania Cruises. Welcome, Jill.
Thank you, Kat. I'm excited to be here.
We're so excited to talk to you today. I know and love Oceania Cruises, but for anybody out there who might not have heard of Oceania before, can you tell us a little bit about your cruise line?
Sure, I'd love to. We are a smaller, more upscale cruise line. So our largest ship is a little over 1,200 guests, which is perfect size. We go all over the world, everything from 7-night to 180-day around the world cruises. We really cater to most of our guests are already pretty well traveled. So we can get them to those off the beaten path places that the large cruise ships can't. And we do it in luxury style. Our ships are impeccably designed, very much like a high-end residence, if you will, on board the Oceania ships. And, we've been doing this now. We celebrated our 20-year anniversary last year. So really, yeah, it's been very exciting. So, and we're moving along with the new ships coming out.
Now, Jill, I know that you at Oceania welcomed the Vista back in May of 2023. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes, very excited.
And you are looking forward to the launch of the Allura in 2025?
Absolutely looking forward to it. She's a sister ship to the Vista, so I know she's going to be just absolutely spectacular, stunning, all of it, just like the Vista is. I was on the Vista, so I have just excitement and firsthand knowledge of what the Allura is going to be like.
Yes. Well, she's the 8th ship in the fleet, and she and the Vista are very similar to one another. And one of the things that they pull from that all of your ships are absolutely known for is their cuisine. I know that Oceania is known as the finest cuisine at sea. Can you tell us how you won that distinction?
Well, it really started from day one. Our founders had this as one of the pillars of distinction that they wanted to have for Oceania. So we went out and found one of the most renowned chefs in the world. If you're a foodie, you know the name Mr. Jacques Pepin. He has been with us since day one, and he's our culinary executive director. And he really culminated Michelin star quality chefs on all of our fleet. If you know Jacques, you know that he stresses that the finest cuisine at sea has to start with the finest ingredients. So we really do source for instance, our flour is specially milled in a particular region of France. All of our chocolates are Verona chocolates. All of our sauces and soups and baked goods, everything is from scratch on Oceania. So there's no expense spared. And in addition to that, our galley space, we dedicate more galley space per person than any cruise line out there. And that's so that each of our dining venues, you're getting that entree served to you and prepared à la minute. So it's cooked at that minute. It's not partially cooked, put away in the freezer, and then brought out and finished when you order, which a lot of the large cruise lines have to do because of the thousands of people. Right. So we really do stand out in the realm of the cuisine. And we even source a lot of times as we're cruising, we're going to source fresh fish from the markets in the Mediterranean and et cetera. So it really makes a huge difference.
And you, obviously, all of your food and all of the restaurants on board are fantastic, but you have even added a new one called Ember. Is that correct? She's available on the Allura?
Yes, we added several new and unique dining venues on the Allura. Ember is it's our take on your typical American restaurant, American cuisine, if you will, a little more family style. So it's very unique. It's still a beautiful venue, but it's a little more relaxed. and the guests are loving it. It's a whole new feel to one of the specialty dining restaurants that we have on board. But of course, we have all of our other, Polo Grill, our steak seafood. We've got Toscanas, which is our fine Italian cuisine, Red Ginger, which is Asian fusion cuisine. And of course, the grand dining room is open, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 6 different entree choices there. So there's so many. I think there's probably 12 different venues for dining at any given moment on Oceania.
So you have to make sure you go on a really long cruise so you get to experience all of them.
Exactly.
I guess another way that Oceania is stepping it up is with mixology on the Vista and the Allura. I know that you have some beverage carts that I was learning about, this ultimate Bloody Mary bar and that Founders Bar. Can you talk a little bit about those?
Yeah, well, yes, as you mentioned, the carts that go around the Bloody Mary bar and the Bubbly Bar for champagne. Founders Bar is a new bar, new venue on the Allura, and it's very, very popular. They do all those fancy mixology things like the smoked bourbon or I forget what the name of the drink is, but they really do off the beaten path kind of mixtures of different types of drinks. And we also added low sugar and no sugar, cocktails. So guests are loving that. And it's very, very popular. So we have not only Founders Bar, we have several different places where you can get your favorite cocktail on board. Interesting little tidbit here on when I was on board the Vista, which is the Allura sister ship. I have a particular drink that I call the Giltini. And it is a specific drink that I taught the first day. I taught the bartenders what a Giltini consists of. And I'll tell you, after the first night, the next night I went up there and they remembered my drink and had it brought to me without me even ordering. It was the funniest and cutest thing.
Well, that's awesome. It's a great way to showcase how the attention to detail is on board the Oceania ships and how they remember you and really cater to your needs. Now, for those people who aren't into all the new drinks, but they want their standard wine and they want their standard champagne, I know on with your new Simply More program, which I think we're going to talk about a little later, you are now offering wine and beer at dinner time or mealtime.
Yes, it's we've expanded on what we already include on Oceania with the Simply More campaign. So Simply More with as far as the drinks go, it's beer, wine, champagne, and it's not just your standard, house white, house red. I mean, it's over 37 different types of wines and champagnes. We have craft beers that we're offering, and that is an inclusive now, and that is at lunch or dinner time. But if you wanted to upgrade and do, kind of open bar anytime, anywhere, that would be only $30 per person per day to do that. And then you have pretty much an open bar package.
Awesome. That's so great that you guys are offering that now. I know that enrichment is a big deal when you travel to these wonderful destinations. When you are at sea or when you are not in port, there are some fun things that Oceania has to do. One of my favorites, I think, is your culinary center, which you've expanded on the Allura.
Yes, it's gorgeous and it's so much fun. So it's a 24 station hands-on cooking school at sea. It's a beautiful room. You have full ceiling to floor windows as you're doing these cooking classes with our chefs. We've now expanded it to add a little dining room adjacent to the culinary center so that after you create this wonderful culinary creation, you can go into the dining room and enjoy it in a relaxed environment. And we do have all types of classes on board. Typically, the classes are days at sea, and you can sign up for either a single class or a series of classes, but they're very popular. So I would suggest to do it in advance before you even get on board the ship.
That's a great tip. Now, I know the culinary experience has an additional charge, a minimal additional charge if you want to participate in that, but there are some included enrichment activities, including an artist's loft, which I think is such a great idea. How fun that would be.
It is. It is a lot of fun, and it is a true art studio. And we have an artist in residence every sailing, and you can learn all kinds of different watercolors, or we even have photography classes. So all different types of classes there, and that is actually complimentary. So that's a part of what we offer. Again, you have to sign up for them. But there's no additional charge for the artist loft itself.
And then you also offer a tea time, not golf tea time. This is like actual English tea time,
Right.
4 o'clock with little pastries. Am I correct?
Yes, it's up in Horizons Lounge, which Horizons Lounge is a beautiful lounge that has almost 360-degree views at the top of the ship. It's beautiful. And it's a white gloved, English inspired traditional tea time. And that happens at 4 o'clock in the afternoons. And our guests absolutely love their tea time. It is very popular. A lot of times we'll have like a string quartet up there as well. So it's a very traditional, popular little event that we do.
Absolutely. Moving on a little bit into, I know we could talk probably forever about your enrichment because your cruises are so full, but accommodations, I don't want to miss out on that, because Oceania's staterooms are truly a sanctuary for people. Large, correct?
Yes, as a matter of fact, the Allura will have the largest standard staterooms of any cruise ship today, and 291 square feet for the standard stateroom. So we go up from there to over 2,000 square feet when you're getting up into the top suites. So we do have different categories that you can choose from. So there's different price points that you can choose from as well. But they are so well done. The rainforest shower heads and the marble everywhere, very expansive bathrooms, lots of storage space, very accommodating with, plug-ins for your phone right next to the bed. So every little detail has been thought of and is incorporated on the Allura.
And they are all veranda staterooms, is that correct?
Excuse me?
They're all veranda staterooms.
Yes, yes, all veranda. Yep. So that's with the Allura and her sister ship, the Vista.
And then one of the unique features that Oceania is moving towards are solo cabins. So each ship is allotted a certain amount of solo cabins. Is that correct?
Yes, we heard loud and clear, excuse me, from our solo travelers that they don't want to pay, for a whole full double occupancy stateroom. So we built in solo staterooms. There's not many. I think there's like 6 on the Allura and the Vista, but they're very well accommodated. And that way our solo travelers do not have to pay the full 200% price for a regular double occupancy stateroom. So very popular. So you need to book out early if you are a solo traveler.
Absolutely. And then where can we find Allura if we're interested on cruising on board Allura? Where is she going to be?
She is going to be throughout, when she's introduced next year. She's going to be throughout Europe, and then she does the crossing and coming over and doing some Canada, New England cruises. And then after that season, she'll come down to Miami and do some beautiful Caribbean itineraries as well.
Those are such great destinations for the veranda stateroom specifically, just to be able to sit out and look at Europe pass you by, look at Canada, New England pass you by, and then enjoy all the palm trees in the Caribbean. I know those are excellent destinations, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Very popular.
She'll be very full. We talked a little bit earlier about your Simply More program with the inclusive of beer and wine at lunch and dinner. Do you want to just tell us a little bit more about what Simply More is and how our guests can utilize that?
Sure. Well, with Oceania, we always, because we go all over the world, we always include the airfare. So the round trip airfare is included. Now, if a guest doesn't need the airfare from us, we will give an air credit back. So that's not a problem. But the round trip airfare, we're now also offering of course, we always offer the specialty dining as being inclusive. All transfers when you're taking our air are included. All your non-alcoholic beverages always included. With Simply More, we up the ante with the Wi-Fi. So we now have 2 logins per stateroom of free Wi-Fi. So that's an addition. And we also added now shore excursion credit. So depending on the length of the sailing, that determines the amount of shore excursion credit. And that credit can be used. We have thousands of different types of shore excursions, from culinary discovery tours to go local tours. So that credit can go to any number of options. Even the guests that say maybe they don't like to do the tours, even though ours are smaller, like about 20 people maximum, they can even put that credit towards hiring a private car and driver. So lots of options with the Simply More. And then we also now added beer, wine, and champagne at lunch and dinner as part of Simply More as well.
Awesome. Well, like I said, I love Oceania. I'm sure after hearing all of this great information, everybody else is going to love Oceania as well. So if you are interested in booking your Oceania cruise, please feel free to reach out to your Expedia Cruises of OBC travel agent. We'd love to help you pick the perfect destination, perfect ship, get you on board the Allura, especially this beautiful new ship that's coming out next year. So thank you for your time today, Jill. I so appreciate you being a part of this and letting us all learn about Oceania and this beautiful new ship. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.